And welcome back for video number 6 of our February video series, which will hopefully extend beyond February, but for now our goal is to get one video per day for the month of February. Today we're going to take a little different tack than the last 5 days, in that we had a release this morning for some new functionality and some changes that you won't necessarily see, but will speed things up and get data to you more quickly. So today we're just going to talk about some of those more interface-based changes and review those so you get a better understanding of how to use the tool. So let's log in, and we're going to see again that we landed on our product overview, product summary page, and today we're starting out in the Euro currency. So the first thing we're going to cover is over in the Quick Education section. Click on Quick Education. It's got a new homepage. Still pretty straightforward, but we've added a big video button there. So now if you need to learn or look up anything on QuickStrike, there's a good chance that we're going to have or already have a video available that you can watch. And like I've been saying, we're trying to keep those anywhere from 5, 6, 7 minutes to 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes. So it's not too uncomfortable to watch, and we're getting the point across as well. So if you click on this link, you're going to get taken to our YouTube channel. I'm logged in here, so you're seeing a little different look, but you'll see the channel across, and you'll see the list of videos that's available, and you'll have to span through them like this in order to see what's going on. So there are 5 out there already. There's one silent video about QuickStrike Essentials. We're going to probably be doing that over shortly as well, but they're out there for you to watch, and take a look when you can. So that's the first thing. Under Quick Education, on the home page, there's the new video link. Okay, so the next thing we're going to take a look at is on the About section of QuickStrike. And when you click on About, as you remember from video number 1, you're going to land on the product listing. But what we also have is the update schedule. But we've made enhancements to this update schedule now, so you could see exactly when preliminary settlements will be running. And we had this in there before, but I think we tweaked it to some new times. We might have been out of date on some times when that was happening. So everything's generally updated by, we start doing our runs about 6:10, so everything's generally updated about 6:30 Central Standard Time. We also added this open interest and volume update. We get a lot of requests about when open interest is going to take place. Very specifically for the CME group, we're showing here because we have a good handle on when that happens. Some of the other exchanges are a little bit more potluck, but for here we're going to focus on the CME group, and you'll see that we'll start running open interest and volume jobs at midnight. So they're all filled in with P because those are preliminary. The final file, as you can see, is not out until 10:30 the next morning, the next trading day. So generally, a lot of you already tried or are trying to make your trading decisions for the day based on the previous day's open interest and volume numbers. And what we found is that preliminaries more often than not are the same as finals. But in any case, we run them, we set them as preliminary. You're going to see preliminary markers in the date stamp, but we're start running the jobs much sooner than we were because of popular demand to get that information out there. So we see the file up there sometimes. Sometimes it's not till 12:30, 1 o'clock, but we'll be running them, and you'll see a preliminary when a file has finally been processed. Okay, and also we have the volatility update. So again, a lot of people are always asking when was the vol updated. So we do, for the most part, depending on the market, we do 2 to 3 or 4 pre-market open runs, and these are, again, they're taking last night's settlement curve and doing a straddle run or an at the money price change. Okay, so we're doing a shift in the curve. So we'll look at the straddle. If the vol goes up, we'll shift the curve up. If the vol goes down, we'll shift the curve down. We are likely going to move towards doing a full refit of the curve and populating that, so it'll be a full curve and skew fit, but that's coming. Probably, I'm not going to put a date on it, but that'll be coming fairly soon. And you will also notice that these are taking place every half hour after the pre-open start. We're looking to get that down to the mandated 10 minutes because inside of 10 minutes things begin to be real time, or they're deemed as real time, anything under 10 minutes old. So stay tuned, look back. We'll also put an announcement out. So we'll probably work from 30 to 20 to 15 to 10, see how it goes and see if there's much difference, because on busy days, it'll make a lot of difference. On regular days, it probably won't make too much difference, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's jump back to QuickStrike and take a look at some of the other new things that we've popped in here for this next release. So you'll notice a calendar icon over here next to the notepad icon. So if we click on this calendar icon, what we've done now is we have the US releases in here right now. We will add other countries over the course of the next few weeks or months. So stay tuned and look for that. But we do have the information here for the coming week, next week, this week, 1 week, 1 week from today, and 1 month. So as you switch these, you'll see the amount of data in this page change. And we're going to work towards also having some other little action icons over here where you can see charts and get more information about it, maybe get some definitions, that type of thing. But this is the first pass. This is typically what we do. We put out a first pass that's got a pretty decent amount of information on it, and then we'll work toward making that information set a little bit more comprehensive, clickable, so you can pivot down into the data and get a little bit better feel of what's there, get more history on it, especially for something like this, get some charts, that kind of stuff. But these will actually fill out as the numbers get released and we make the calls to the data. These numbers will get released, so you'll be able to see next week. You'll start to see consensuses early, and then you'll start to see the actuals as they're populated. Okay, so that is that's number 3. We have about 6 or 7 things to review here, so let's get to it then. So we're going to go to the product overview. Again, this is going to be your landing page, right? When you log in, this is the first place you go. We reviewed this in prior videos, but what we've done is we've added this expiration list tab. This expiration list tab is also available in Quick Education under the contract spec stuff, but I thought that might be a good idea to get it in here too after we were talking about a few things, because this is really an overview of the product, and what you're going to see here is all of the expirations that are available in this product. It's going to give you, a name is basically the month it's going to expire, the date and time of expiration, how many days to expiration. This is an interesting one. This is the volatility status. So basically when you see implied, that means we had enough points in that expiration to create a volatility curve. So that means there is some good amount of data there, so you can do your pricing very accurately. If you see interpolated, that means that there weren't enough data points from the settlement standpoint, so we were able to imply it between, in this case, between April and June to get the May contract. So I'm going to show you an example of one other thing. So in corn, so you have another idea of the complete set of how we manage the volatilities when they're not there or they're partially there. Then you're going to see what interest rate we're using for this as well. Then you see the underlying contract, the days to expiration for the contract, and the expiration date. And as you notice, like we talked about before, these icons are also clickable, so you can get detail and information about each of these expirations. Okay, I'm not even going to there. I'm going to wait. I was going to wait and not going to wait, so I waited and it came up. Okay, so that leads us to our next thing. But the first thing what we're going to do is let's go over to corn. Okay, now you notice I switched to corn and our tab stuck. That's the next thing I'm going to talk about. But first I want to point out how the volatility status over here is a little bit different. So you notice that we have some interpolateds. That means that we used 2 curves that were around the empty curves to create volatility curves. Okay, so that's what interpolated means again. And extrapolated means that we didn't have any information beyond some of these expiration dates. So we took this last implied curve and we utilized the slope between the last 2 implieds and built extrapolated volatility curves. And if you have any questions about that, you can email support and I'll give you a little bit more detail. Okay, but that segues us very nicely into this next thing where you saw that the tab stuck. So now what we've done is, and you may not have noticed this, but we certainly noticed it quite a bit. So now if I click on most actives here, okay, and I wait for that tab to come up, and then I go over to soybeans. All right, did I click soybeans? I clicked on soybeans. Now the most actives is still set. Before it was going to the default top tab. So we thought it was a good idea to make those tabs stick across product changes and product group changes, because I think more than likely most of you are going to be living within a particular product group. But if you're looking at corn and you're looking at most actives and you go to wheat, more than likely you're going to want to stay on that tab because you're doing a little bit of investigation about that particular set of data. So sticky tabs are in place. So I think that's going to be a popular feature. And finally, let's go over to the pricing sheets and take a look at that. Not finally, this is the second to last one. So this video is going a little bit longer than I expected, but that's okay. So now we're over in the pricing sheet, and if I choose, let's say I choose the puts tab, okay? So now what we've done is if we talked about this a little bit in some prior videos, but we'll talk about it a little bit more now. So now when I create a favorite, okay, I can I'm going to name this, and I'm going to just put it in my shortcuts here and save it. And I can go to another product. And what we have here is if I click on this, I can go standard sheets soybean. Before I do that, I want to go to prices here over on the corn. And now when I click on this and go standard sheet soybeans puts, it's going to take me back to the product and to the page and to the tab. So now our shortcuts are a little bit more comprehensive. Before it went back to the page, not taking into account the tab or the product. So it was a little bit limited, but now I think these are going to be fairly comprehensive and pretty good, simple, easy to use. So you'll basically be able to build out your own little menu over here. So if you use things quite a bit, you can come out here and you have your own little shortcut menu. And if you what you can also do is you can build out this. So if I click on that, I can create a new menu section as well. Okay, so you can not only just have one column, but you can have multiple columns of shortcuts. So it becomes your own little personal menu. And then finally, if you've been using for a while, you'll see that before there were some other pricing charts and expected range tabs over here. We pulled those out of the pricing sheet. We didn't feel like they were in the right spot, and now we have moved everything over to analysis tools. So this column is new, this menu is new. This column will probably expand over the next several months, but now you go to quick option chart. That used to be the pricing charts that we had in the other page, and you used to control them by managing the settings over here, but now what we've done is we've flattened those out. So now you can see all the tabs that are available over on the pricing chart. And we will have a comprehensive explanation of how to use this pricing chart and what the expectation behind it is and why we built it. And then finally over there is the vol to vol expected range. That was also in the pricing sheets before, and we've moved it over here. Likely these groups will flip-flop, so the intraday is defaulted, but that will probably be, you probably won't even notice that. That'll be out next week sometime. But we wanted to make sure that you realize that the analysis tools were out here. So that'll be the video for today. So not much in terms of explaining a particular part of QuickStrike so much, but definitely giving you a good idea of some of the new features that went out, and really the overall functionality application, given that we have the calendar over there. We gave you more access to the video, so it's a little bit more obvious. Now you could see when the data is getting updated, because that was a question that we're getting over and over again. So we'll make sure that people realize where that is, hopefully via this video and some messaging that we put out through the application as well. So thanks again. This is our 6th video, as I mentioned in the beginning, in the series for February. We're going to do our best to continue putting these out on a regular basis after February as well, because we really want people to start getting the most that they can out of QuickStrike. So thanks again for listening, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.